Kosher bot. Load the machine.
Yes, Master Kosher, at your service. Right away.
Manobots. Transform.
Monobots, claim your peace. Transform.
Black Men with Passport is an inspiring movement that aims to encourage and empower black men to explore the world and broaden their horizons through travel. In a society where there are often barriers and stereotypes facing black men, this movement seeks to break down those walls and showcase the incredible experiences and opportunities that travel can offer. The idea behind Black Men with Passport is to challenge the limiting narrative that black men are only confined to certain spaces or activities. By highlighting the stories and journeys of black men who have traveled to various parts of the world, this movement aims to redefine what it means to be a black man in today's world. Through social media platforms and in-person events, Black Men with Passport shares the stories and experiences of black men who have embarked on travel adventures. These stories not only serve as sources of inspiration and empowerment, but also offer valuable insights and tips for other black men who may be curious about exploring new destinations. By showcasing the diversity of experiences, cultures, and people encountered during their travels, Black Men with Passport hopes to foster understanding and acceptance among different communities. It also aims to encourage dialogue and promote the idea that everyone, regardless of their background, has the ability to navigate the world and embrace new experiences. This movement seeks to highlight the individual journeys of black men who have broken free from societal constraints and discovered the beauty and richness that travel has to offer. By doing so, Black Men with Passport hopes to inspire other black men to step out of their comfort zones, challenge stereotypes, and explore the world with an open mind and a sense of adventure.
Dudes and these passport bros, y'all don't woman correctly. And then when she tell you that, now she ain't shit. No, go look. I bet you it'll solve a lot of problems between us. Cause y'all don't know how and you mad cause we do.
This is the best mental health promo I ever heard in my life.
I'm being honest with y'all.
Embrace your dick.
Fall comes to us in its own time. Finders keepers, losers we.
Last couple of weeks, what that actually means. The men are simply not going to commit to a group of women that don't have a commitment bone in their body. Men stop.
Because I'm not getting married to a thot.
Men stop getting married. Men stop choosing these women for marriages. They stopped dealing with them in a serious, committed manner and saying, okay, if you're gonna open up the floodgates to sex. And I think one more thing before I take the next call. I think that saying, I think people have a little bit misunderstood the saying of why buy the cow when you get the milk for free.
Right.
Women have always
thought milk
is the sex. Mm-hmm. And that's only partially true in my personal opinion. Because it isn't quite the sex. Men are not out here exclusively marrying virgins. So that kind of kills that. What, and this is just I've been thinking about
this. That ain't nothing but a check. Because here in America, marriage has become a check. Now, he's not a passport, bro. He's not going to get on the plane or nothing like that. But he realized that here in America, marriage is nothing but a check. There's no value in it. American society don't value marriage like it used to. It gets given all power to the weaker vessel, the vessel that was deceived in the garden by the serpent, and that's causing destruction among our community in particular, and other communities as well. So with that being said, if women want to get married, they want to be valued more. Like say, I was watching Philip Scott a couple of months ago. They starting to clamp down on this what you like to call no fault divorce in certain, I forget the state though, but it's Republican. They realize that men are the ones who bring in the wealth to the country. or bringing the economic finances when them being passport bros because of the unfair law that the Democrats are putting in, that they can't really, as you know, they can't have too many men leaving the country like that. So I think in this next election season, not to get on politics, but I think if number 44 becomes number 46, number 45 becomes number 46, then I believe that it's going to be on number 47, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. So I believe that if he becomes president, I think a lot of things are going to change relationship wise, because he's going to put in the laws that make it fair for men.
What is your body count?
42.
36.
In the 40s.
But my body count when I was 14 was 7.
Honestly, I lost count.
Yeah, I just don't know all of them.
Hope cases are very much necessary.
There's 5 dudes at my house, okay? All of them trained.
I slept with like a whole friend group. I got blacks.
This
short.
What? If you don't feel like you can help out with me and my kids, then we don't have anything to talk about.
Right. Your daughter, what are you gonna add to the relationship?
I'm adding myself. So that's all I have. I don't have anything to bring to a table, okay? I am the table, and most of these men don't even have a table. All they have is bar stools. So let's be
a wife. Mostly here in the Philippines, we are the one who take care of them. We used to cook for them because that's a wife job.
Some Western women do believe that cooking and
slavery
cleaning is slavery. So what's your opinion about that?
I don't see myself being slave cooking or cleaning at our house.
True.
It is only slavery when you're forced to do it.
Yeah.
True.
We even love to spoon feed them.
Ma'am, book a session.
Due to the fact that men make my ass itch, I have decided that I am single, celibate, and no longer willing to date anyone. However, if you insist on taking me on a date, there will be a $500 fee. That $500 fee can be paid through Zelle, Cash App, or Apple Pay. I'll send you my phone number and you can send the motherfucking funds. Then we can discuss an arrangement. However, if you decide that you're going to text me or call me before you send the motherfucking funds, you will be blocked.
Ma'am, book a session.
Forever submit to you, Miles. I'll forever respect you, Miles. I'll forever honor you, Miles, as the head of our home. In heaven, they hear. On earth, I declare and decree, I shall be a submissive wife unto you.
For better.
For worse.
For worse.
For richer.
For richer.
For poor.
For poorer.
We hit that snag about 20 times in counseling. Brill made it very clear to Jonathan, you cannot be broke. In sickness.
In sickness.
And in health.
And in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And to obey.
We didn't talk about that one in counseling.
We did talk about that in counseling. Yes, we did. So you want me to repeat that again? You want to just keep going?
I think we can keep going.
All right.
A lot of guys are socially awkward.
I think you're a bit ignorant to like the average guy's experience. Consider this, right? Most guys, the average guy today, his granddad had to put in a quarter of the work to get the kind of woman that is 4 times as amazing as the woman he's attracted.
Oh, are you talking about
his grandmother was an amazing woman and a very, very feminine, natural woman, and his granddad really didn't have to do the kind of work he has to do right now as a young man in the Western world.
So you're talking about hoflation.
Yes, it's hoflation.
Hoflation. So modern men have to work 5 times harder than their grandfathers did for women 20 times worse than what their grandmothers were.
Fall comes to us in its own time.
Hey girl, you gonna eat your cornbread?
Don't say nothing. You talking to me? Yeah, I think you're talking to you.
腰はひねって S 字型。
Cognitive dissonance is a condition that happens for a myriad of reasons. Many times in modern America, men and women often do one of the following. They deny the evidence. They become enraged when you present them with the evidence. They argue to ad hominem attacks, meaning they attack the messenger instead of the message. And they will fight you or flee because they cannot hear what you are saying. And conditions such as this, tied into cognitive dissonance, often happens to those that have or lack self-awareness. They stay in a perpetual cycle of arrested development, exhibited by this. Fire for your mind. Kosher Clinician.
If it ain't seven, it ain't kosher. Heaven and hell, that's what they told you. Real men put the strap down and we can toss them. Young heads picking back up and young dolphins. This is our culture. Now we talking kosher. Clinician, masculinity issues. Absent fathers who miss you. Mama drama don't kiss you. All a part of the ritual. This is how they get you. Separate the men, women clipping babies pretend to. Damn. Lovers, haters acting like vultures. If it ain't seven, it ain't kosher. If it ain't kosher, ain't right, gotta divorce us. If it ain't seven, it ain't kosher. If it ain't kosher, ain't right, gotta divorce us. If it ain't seven, it ain't kosher. If it ain't kosher, ain't right, gotta divorce us. This is kosher condition. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is kosher condition. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is kosher condition. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is kosher condition. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen.
All right, guys, bring it to you live once again from the greatest state in the union. You don't get no better than the Tar Heel state. But we're going to have a good show tonight, guys. I promise you we're going to have a good show tonight. But before we get deep into this conversation, I need you guys to do something for me. I need about 5 guys to share this stream. I need at least 5 guys to share this stream. And I need you to share it, guys, because we're going to unpack some of the shenanigans, the foolishness, the thinking errors associated with men that travel. Harriet Tubman said it better than me. She said, I could free a lot more if they did not already know that they were slaves. Some of you men are still slaves to what other people think, to the point you allow or more or less let others dictate your happiness. But we're going to unpack this epic show where the kingmaker El Guapo contested chaotic truth in his overgeneralizations or generalizations about men that travel. Get your pen and paper ready, guys. Passport Bros about to laugh all the way to the bank. Let's go. All right. Give me 1 minute, guys, as we're getting ready. But in the meantime, guys, as I'm getting this ready, share this stream. Share this stream. I got a technical issue. Give me 1 minute. All right, there we go.
20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s. Left it to the bank like, pedal to the floor, need no brake lights.
The Passport Bros are laughing to the bank, and they're laughing so loud that Fox News, beta male simps, uncooperative women, white or black, are trying to shame you into submission. But you guys know I'm the kosher clinician. I got the antecedent. And not only do I have the antecedent, I got the antidote to the foolishness and the thinking errors associated with men that travel. What say you?
I got it in 10s, 20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s. I get it, I flip it and continue. I've been going dumb, I've been going mental. Going up, I'm on another level. All black clothes like a metal. Little this and this, little Ricky Rick. My grandmama, I'm her Nicky Nick. I just wanna love, but I've been hit or miss. I might up and leave, then take a pic, laugh it to the bank like ha 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 ha. Laugh it to the bank like ha 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 ha. I got it in 10s, 20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, guys, to the 23 that are watching for tuning in on tonight. We're going to have a good show on tonight, guys. We're going to have a great show on tonight. And I want to thank all the guys that have become members of the Kosher Clinician. I want to send a special shout out to Deacon Salty Balls, the International Quiet Storm, Kevin White, Top Gun, and I think the crew brother, I think his name, I can't remember his name, but I appreciate him. And guys, if you have not become a member of my channel, I need you guys to do it. But before we get deeper into it, guys, y'all know I got to run my intro because this is going to be real hot, guys. This is going to be real hot. This is going to be a good show. It's going to be a good one. We're going to have a live call-in as well. And so, guys, go check out the membership. But before we check out the membership, guys, I got to run the intro, guys. Because if it ain't 7, it ain't kosher. If it ain't kosher, guys, y'all know it ain't right. So go check the membership out, guys. But listen, I appreciate that, Quiet Storm. I'm honored that you said that, man, because doing these shows are not easy. It's not easy doing these shows, man. And I am a licensed therapist, and this is edutainment for me, using clinical concepts from an ethnocentric perspective. And so, man, I'm honored that you said that, man. I really appreciate that, brother. Thank you, the Quiet Storm. You and I have talked in the back, and I got nothing but love and respect for you. You, Gregory Scotland, Salty Balls, and channel of the Kosher Clinician. There are 4 levels to this channel. There is Kosher Novice, Kosher Apprentice, Kosher Master, and the highest honors is Kosher King. You guys know I am the Kosher Clinician, and everything I do or strive to do is fit and proper. But many times we know that YouTube is a very competitive business. Some get it from the mud like me. Some actually steal talking points, or more or less parrot talking points without consent or giving credence to the person that did the actual work. And because of that, I'm going to start making most of my content membership only to the great guys like Gregory Scotland, The Quiet Storm, my man Saul, and many others that always donate to the channel. Feel free to click on the link to the membership button. It'll give you all the explicit instructions that you need. And continue to enjoy content like this as listed to the top as we continue to strive to empower men from all ages and all ages. You know and I know that creating content takes a lot of time. And in order for me to ensure that my time is merited, to ensure that you guys are getting the best content to those, especially those that donate and show love on a regular basis, I've taken upon myself to take my craft seriously, or very serious, and to more or less ensure that you, the faithful listeners, men and women, but mostly men, are getting the best content possible so that you can not only get your needs met, but also so that I can ensure that I get the proper revenue, as these streams take a lot of time and they take a lot of work. And I need you guys to understand this. If it ain't 7, it ain't kosher. If it ain't kosher, it ain't right. There are 7 steps that a man must go through in order to become optimized, and understanding why becoming a member of this prestigious channel is paramount as we seek for resolve in times when male-centered content is not only under attack, but so is masculinity. Be well. Fire! for your mind. The Kosher Clinician. All right, guys, thank y'all once again for tuning in, guys. We're going to kill the game on tonight and shame the devil because it appears now in modern times, guys, that truth or freedom is the new hate. It appears that freedom, guys, is the new hate. It appears that freedom is a new hate. And they don't like it, guys, because they don't want you to be free. I've never seen a world where they don't respect the men in their ecosystem. They don't honor the men in their ecosystem. And they don't want to obey the men in their ecosystem, but still want taxation without representation. And guys, it goes to a higher level because you have some of these ignorant men that parrot the talking points all in the name of nationalism. One of the things that the framers of the Constitution believed in, they said that it was the pursuit of happiness. The framers of the Constitution believed in the pursuit of happiness. But when the black man in America strives to become happy, he's shamed back into silence. Because, you know, Michael Jackson, guys, said it better than me. They don't really care about us. They don't really care about us. And this is a problem, guys, because we understand that some bitter women will, you know, try to shame you into silence, try to steal your shine, some that will project, some that have displaced aggression. These are all thinking errors, and we call them thought distortions. But, you know, this is going to be a very powerful show, guys. It might go to member only, so make sure you guys support the channel. But it's powerful because some of the same things that American men are talking about, white and black, when white America get a cold, then black America get the flu. And we can show them the evidence over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And you got the same fools that keep damn saying, oh, they're just going over there to trick. They're just going over there paying for box. But here's the problem with it, guys. The acculturated prostitute is real. Shout out to Ron Wills. The acculturated prostitute is real, guys. The acculturated prostitute expects you to serenade her with gifts. She expects you to pay for meals. Before she give you that box that she gave to multiple men for free. But when you decide to travel and go into countries where, you know, perhaps, you know, they say sex tourism, but it's not, because a tourist is a person that goes to a country seeking to more or less solicit women for services. But many countries that men go to, the men don't solicit the women solicit the men. And they say, I'm going to give you some strange for some change. And as Bishop Charles E. Williams said, y'all ain't going to talk to me. But see, guys, I'm fired up on tonight. I don't normally get fired up, but I'm real fired up on tonight because I see it all the time as a therapist. And Dr. William Glasser, guys, talked about psychoanalytic theory. And so when you're dealing with psychoanalytic theory, you're looking at the unconscious motivations for why people do what they do. Dr. Glasser said, and I like Dr. Glasser's simple theory called choice theory, that's predicated in reality therapy. Choice theory says that when you don't give a person what they want, then they start to choose outcomes that can benefit and or garner them. But see, in YouTube, there are a lot of people that are not only fakes, but many are not intellectual. Many are hacks. Many lack the requisite credentials like myself to talk about these matters. They only blow bubbles out of their you-know-what. And when you show them the damn evidence over and over and over again, when you tell them that the reason why these men, many of these men, regardless of why they're traveling abroad, is because the modern woman in America, guys, have forgotten to understand the importance of true and raw femininity. And when you give them the evidence, or when you show them the evidence, they'll talk about, well, American women make more money and they're not in damn third world huts. But that's irrelevant to the conversation, fools. What's more relevant to the conversation is this. Does that woman have a decorum or a level of femininity that's consistent with what that man needs in order to make him feel like he's a man? The problem is this, guys. Women years ago understood their assignment. But the modern woman today does not understand the assignment. The modern woman wants taxation without representation and the minimization of the American male. And because of that, guys, there has become a counterculture movement that has more or less decried and say, give me liberty or give me death. And consistent with what Dr. King said, Dr. King was against Marxism. He was against the KKK. The KKK were types of Marxists because they wanted to silence and suppress the voice of black men and black women of the past that were freedom fighters. But see, the modern American woman and some of her sycophants that are called simps, they want to suppress and silence the voices of black men and American men in general because they say that the product here, guys, had become so damn subpar. And because a whole flation of words that I created, or the word was created before me, I don't never recall in YouTube until I started saying it. And I parroted that talking point from A Peaceful Life when he talked about relationship capitalism. As a man, you have a right to capitalize in a market. As a man, you have a right to say, if you're going to be my woman, then you need to become everything I need you to become. But see, they don't value you, black man. They think you are nobodies. They call you lames. They use thinking errors or cognitive distortions like generalization, where they say passport bros are lames. Or overgeneralization, when they say all men that travel are traveling for tricking. Or when they say overgeneralization, when they say all foreign women are prostitutes or poor or damn dirty feet, which is stupid and ignorant, condescending, and highly damn xenophobic. And as Bishop Charles E. Williams says, y'all ain't gonna talk to him. Oh, it's gonna get hot in here on tonight, guys. And I need you guys to hit that like button and share the stream. Because it took me 9 hours to put this stream together. I had to cut and edit to put this stuff together. So donate to the channel. Don't just watch the channel. Donate to this channel. Subscribe to it. If you don't have any money, share the stream, please. Because some of you like content, but you never support it. But I'm going to get deeper into it, guys, on tonight because there's a fly in the ointment. And that fly is not only the modern woman, but the simp. Because they're not genuine in their discussions. Because see, I'm a descendant based on my DNA ancestry. I'm 45% Nigerian. But see, I would never say that all Nigerians are musty, eat snails, poor, and are scammers. I would never say that, guys, because that would be irresponsible. But see, you got these pseudo-intellectuals that don't have no sense. They project out of their feelings. They're highly disingenuous in their predilections. And they assume that every foreign woman is dirty. Every foreign woman sell their bodies, which is highly insult. And I understood why Guapo got upset. Because Guapo's wife, which is a highly intelligent woman and a highly educated woman, is a Colombiana, a professor. And see, you know, when you travel abroad, women abroad don't say, I want you, but I don't need you, which is an oxymoron. Because, see, Teddy said it's so good to love somebody and somebody to love you back. But the American male will be a fool to cast his pearls to swine. He will be a fool to get in relationships with women that got multiple kids by multiple men and then talking about them paying all bills. He will be a fool to bring kids in this world until he's ready to do it. He will be a fool. Regardless of these goofballs that try to shame you into doing it, he will be a fool. But let me tell you something, guys. Men do what they want to do. Boys do what they can do. I'm going to say it again. Men do what they want to do, and boys do what they can do. And what it is, guys, they have such a visceral hate towards you as a man when you say, well, you know, if you've been ran through, you can't be my woman. Because, see, 33% of men are still virgins now. A woman can get more intimacy than a man at any time. And so we're not talking about noble, righteous, remnant women. There are some women that are listening to me on tonight that are good women. They just haven't been claimed. And it's not because the brothers here don't want to be with those women. You got to go do so much crap to get them. I had a man, my dear friend, Mr. Stanley, said this. There was a time a man can throw a rock over his head and he still could pick a wife because they were wife ready. They were trained to be wives. They understood the assignment, and they were all for their man. But see, horflation has made the average woman think she's better than the typical man. She doesn't understand the assignment. Because, see, the man was never made for the woman, if you believe in theology, but the woman was made for the man, just like human beings were made for the Creator to serve and to worship him. And then once you worship him, he shower you back with blessings. But you got this nebulous, goofy talking now, guys, where people talk from two sides of their mouths. They compromise the mantle of masculinity for the sake of views and likes. You know, I get it. My channel ain't going to probably be as big as others. Thank God I can make good money as a professional. Thank God I don't have to, you know, damn tap dance and lie and compromise masculinity for views and likes. Because trust and believe, if I wanted to compromise, my channel would probably be big. But I'm not concerned with that. Dr. Martin Luther King said, don't tell him that I won the Nobel Peace Prize. He said, that's not important. But he said, tell him that I helped somebody. Because at the end of the day, when you close your eyes in death, none of this stuff ain't going to matter no way. The money that you have accumulated in the bank won't matter. The lies that you did on YouTube to try to trick folks and manipulate folks because you're a coward, it won't matter. But consistent with what the Baptist preacher said, he said, may the works that I've done speak for me. So I'll be more concerned about being an exemplar of what true masculinity is than to besmirch you and lie to you for views and likes. Because, see, it's easier to take the path of least resistance. It's easy to do that. But it's hard going against the grain as a masculine man in a world where being a fake and a liar is more consistent. Because I've never in my life seen so many men that damn tap dance and lie to women and tell them what they want to hear. Because they got severe cognitive dissonance. They think they can give men subpar behavior. They think that they can give men a commodity that's been severely used. And instead of humbling themselves and saying, I made bad choices, and if you choose me as your wife, I'm going to strive to be a good woman. And when other good women try to explain and teach and tell them what they need to do to become better women, they will shame those same women back into silence, doubling down, and still expect you not to have to pursue a freedom and happiness. The framers of the Constitution, once again, guys, believed in the pursuit of happiness. Dr. Glasser understood that. Power, fun, freedom, belonging, and survival. But the American black man cannot get power, fun, freedom, belonging, and survival. Because in America, every time the black man say, I want a woman of quality and virtue, they'll shame him back into silence. They will try to shame him back into silence because, once again, guys, they don't think you deserve anything. And as Michael Jackson said, they don't really care about us. I'm going to show you guys on something on tonight, guys, because I'm about to kill the game on tonight. You're going to get some of this kosher fire on tonight. But, guys, I need y'all to donate to this channel once again and share this stream, guys. Shout out to my man, MC Recovering Wellness. He says, salute, kosher. He says, spinning the fire for our minds. I'm working hard. I played baseball catch with my son for the first time today. Wild fun at 59. No doubt, brother. That's what it's all about. But, guys, donate to the channel and share the stream because we're about to get into it. We're going to have a live call-in at some point. We're going to have a live call-in, guys, at some point because the more things change, the more they remain the same. There's so many idiosyncrasies, guys, here in America. Instead of some of these women, damn, doing what a man need them to do, they will rather damn try to keep shaming you instead of becoming a woman of virtue. But to the slow folks, they don't have the education that I have. I'm going to have to go back and say it again based on what Dr. Glasser said. Ask yourself the question, dear brethren, do you feel like you are loved and do you feel like you belong here in America? If you feel like you are loved and belong, I need you to hit 1. Because Dr. Glasser said love and belonging is something that men yearn for. But when a man doesn't feel love, guys, that's called a term that I created called affection deprivation. Affection deprivation. In neuroscience, when a woman touches a man, when she rubs his head, when she rubs his chest, she's stimulating the neurons in his body. She's breaking up the trauma that has been more or less impacted that man due to trauma. She's breaking those traumatic pasts because neuroscience is important when it comes down to breaking up the blocks in a person's body and mind due to trauma. In the clinical world, we call it a psychosomatic response. So ask yourself the question, dear men, have you got love and belonging here in America? Have you been, or do you feel like you've been loved? Belonging. Being loved, being respected. The love for a man is to be respected by his woman. A woman cannot love a man unless she can love outside of herself. If you can't love outside of yourself, woman, you can't love your man. You can't love a man if you can't love outside of your feelings. See, the Western woman is not a slave to the mission, but she's a slave to her feelings. She loved her feelings more than she loved that man. And we're not talking about any man. We're talking about righteous men, good men, men that have put in the work, men that have gone to therapy, men that are working on themselves, men that have worked hard, men that have a bunch of kids out of wedlock. And even if you did have a child out of wedlock, if you got your soul right with God and you repented, then blessings to you. Because sometimes we all make bad choices and we make bad decisions, but we find grace because we confess our sins and we move on to higher ground. But even in the process of repentance, there's still a price to pay for sin and bad choices. And the same for me. But friendship, sharing cooperation. One of the reasons why a lot of women would never get married, guys, is because of this. they're not willing to cooperate with their man. They don't want to cooperate after that man has shown himself to be a worthy man. Men want power. Men don't have power in the West because of these draconian laws. No-fault divorce, paternity fraud, women that have cheated on them, but on the flip side, they still can take all of their assets. But you want men to get married in this environment where it's not only toxic, but antithetical to the mental well-being of a man. Recognition, men want to be recognized. When you build a man's ego, it'll make that man become more invigorated to grind harder. When you tell that man, baby, I love you. When you tell that man, I believe in you. When you tell that man, I support you. When you tell that man, I'm watching you. That man becomes more invigorated to become the better version of himself. That man becomes more invigorated to become the better version of himself. When you tell that man how important he is and you are grateful for the things that he's done for you and the family, that man becomes more invigorated. His achievement and his skills. But see, foreign women understand the assignment. They understand that because, see, in foreign countries, they understand that their man is critical not only to their survival, but their man is critical to the progeny of their offspring. And so the foreign woman understands how power operates. She understands that her power differential is her femininity. And so she don't mind giving that power differential, which is her femininity, to that man so that that man can become invigorated to go forth and continue to build the legacy. But see, when you got, once again, these pseudo-intellectuals on YouTube, many of them are fake, sitting on their asses trying to tell grown men how to live their lives, which is highly damn condescending, it's not consistent with masculinity, which is not consistent with respect and honoring other brothers. When you got some of these clowns that laugh at men because they are 33% of the virgins. And some of them, it's not because they don't want to get married. You got chicks that are subpar that say if they make $60,000, it's not enough. And I take umbrage with that for the simple reason my dad was a blue-collar man. He worked in the paper mills of North Carolina for damn near 29 years. But you got chicks now that are nowhere near what my mother and my grandmother were. But yet men got to work harder for a product that's been severely used. Make it make sense, guys. And like Marvin Winans said, go and set him no more. Shout out to my man, T. Gardner for the 5. I appreciate T. Gardner for the 5, showing love on today. I appreciate it, T. Gardner, and you are dynamite, brother. I appreciate it. And guys, don't let T. Gardner be the only one and MC Recovery Wellness be the only one that donate to the channel. But we're going to get deep into it, guys. Shout out to my man, MC Recovery Wellness. And shout out to my man, Gregory Scotland. He's a real one. Shout out to Gregory Scotland, a good brother that I love and respect. Gregory Scotland said this. He said, salute, coach, and salute to you, brother. The Passport Bros and SYSBM helped change the game for the community. Black men don't need to accept mediocre women or scraggle daggles. And Pokey Pig said better than me, Gregory. He said, that's all, folks. Not Pokey Pig, but Pokey Pig. Shout out to my man, the Intellectual Quiet Storm. You know, I love that, brother. He's a member. Thank you, brother. If you guys have not been part of the membership, go ahead and become a member. He said, for tonight's therapy session, these brothers continue to travel foreign lands in the pursuit of happiness, business opportunity, and more prosperous lives. Brothers, you are clear to take off on the runway, no doubt. And Gregory Scotland and the Quiet Storm, you guys are the #1 sponsors of this stream. I appreciate it. You guys are the #1 sponsors. Thank you.
It's the money.
But then the one in the middle that Dr. Glasser talked about, guys, was called fun. Dr. Glasser talked about fun. Some of you men that are listening on tonight have never understood the power of fun. So many men go to the grave unfulfilled because most men, not all, but most men tend to be slaves of the mission. Men don't just break their families up because I love you, but I'm no longer in love with you. And because men are fixers, they stay in bad marriages. Let me tell you something. I know what I'm talking about because as a therapist, I hear many men tell me that they're in sexist marriages. Or the women are not cooperative. Or the women that they're with don't speak life into them. Because they have not been trained to be wives, or they're living through the trauma of their mothers based on what their mothers went through, based on the men that she dealt with, and they castigate aspersions to all men and assume that all men are like the men that impacted her mother. Some of you women should have never got married because you were never ready for marriage, men or women. Some of you men should have never got married because your daddy didn't teach you how to stand in power. But see, I'm not here to cast aspersions to chaotic truth. I don't have no beef with the brother. And I won't cause no smoke unless he damn calls smoke. Because I won't back down to no man, win, lose, or draw. So I'm not here to castigate aspersions to chaotic truth. I have no issue with chaotic truth. He's never done anything to me. But I do have a problem with his thinking. I do have a problem with his cognitive distortions. I do have an issue with his overgeneralizations. I do have an issue with his ignorance when it comes down to understanding how men think and operate. Because a man should never, for the sake of being a nationalist, reward bad behavior in women that have not been trained to be wives. All of this static blackness and this tribalism, if you look at it from blacks from the African diaspora, black folks were never one. We were never one. If I wrote a book, and I might write it, it's called Force into Oneness. Black people were forced, or Americans from African descent, they were forced into oneness. We were from different tribes. We were from different nations. And that's why when people say, well, your own people sold you into slavery, that's a lie. Because Africans did not look at one another as being necessarily this monolith where we all thought alike. It's one of the foolish things that I've ever heard. That's why I get angry when I hear white conservatives say, your own people sold you into slavery. But watch this, white conservatives, and I am a conservative myself. If you want to use that adage, well, during the revolution, your own people were complicit in the war between the Americans and the Brits. White folks fighting against white folks for what? Power and sovereignty. So those African chiefs that sold slaves to the white man, it was about sovereignty and power, no different. But see, it's always a problem, guys, because of scapegoating when the black man do it. When Indians played a role in the subjugation of other Indians, it had nothing to do with no damn race. Because race is a construct that was created by people that want to control things. There's no such thing as race. There's no such thing as black. Some of these black folks are not part of who I am. I would never associate with some of these goofy black folks because I have an identity outside of my skin color. Jesus asked the people at the time, he said, who is my brother? He said, he that does the will of the Father is my brother. But you want black men to be loyal to a person just because of their skin color, just because of their nationalism. But when it came down to the consciousness that's needed to be in a man's life, even the master said that if they didn't have the will of the Father, then they can't be my brother or my sister. So a woman is not your woman just because she has your skin color. A woman is your woman when she respects you, when she honors you, when she understands her assignment like our women did years ago. You would be a fool, men, to wait around for subpar women and damn subpar behavior, all because she black and her mama black. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. Because women in other countries understand that if I want a husband, I need to become what that man needs me to become. Women in other countries understand that if I want a man, then I need to preserve my body. If I want a man, then I got to have soft skills. If I want a man, I got to get up from the table. If I want a man, I got to do everything that I need to do to become fit for that man. But you got people that keep using these standards that are not consistent with heteronormative masculinity. Masculine men want feminine women. We don't care about no damn degrees. We don't care about your degrees, and we're not against degrees per se. But what we care about mostly is, are you a feminine woman? Is your body count low? Do you have kids by other men? Do you know how to control your emotions for the mission of this relationship? If you can't do that, then you're not fit to be a wife. Because watch this, he that finds a wife finds a good thing he defines. So when men decide to travel abroad in the pursuit of marriage or whatever they want to do, because some say, well, they're not going to get married, they're just going to trick. Who gives a shit if they want to go trick? Who cares? What man cares about what another man is doing with his phallus? But here in America, you got acculturated prostitutes that will tell those same men that if you don't pay a certain amount of money, then you ain't gonna get this box. That's crazy, folks. And that's the problem with America now. Because you got damn simps trying to tell other men what to do. I wish a man would ever try to tell me what to do. I wish a man would, or woman, you'll get the wrath of a lion. I would tear your ass up if you ever tried that with me. And sitting up overgeneralizing. Black men have been the subjects of oppression for years. And you hear, and you get more people that has an issue with the freedom of men. Sometimes it's more the men than the women. We're not talking about good black women. We know that there's some good sisters out here that haven't been found out. We know that some of you men tend to go after the dots and you look past good women. We're not talking about good women, but there's not enough here in America. So the question that I say to you on tonight, how long should those men wait? How long should they wait for wife-ready women? Because see, watch this, chaotic truth. Those men are going to your country. So do you say, even though you were an American and your ancestors from Nigeria, do you say that those women are subpar? Do you talk about Nigerians and say they're poor and scammers? I would never say that. There are men that are going to Kenya. There are men going to Burundi. They're going to the broader African diaspora. But when you castigate aspersions and say women from South America, where women of South America are more black than most blacks here in America because Africa is right beside South America, then, you know, that sounds very foolish to me. When you disrespect those women and say all those women are whores and all those women are dirty, that sounds very ignorant to me. Because, you know, the racists might say that Africa is undeveloped. And even though I have a lot of respect for Nigerians, especially the ones that come here to America, one will argue that some Nigerians don't have a good name abroad. But I'm not going to castigate all Nigerians. I would never be that ignorant to say that. Because some of my brothers and sisters are Nigerian. My bloodline goes back to Nigeria. I'm 43%, 44% Nigerian. And so it burns me up because men want love, power, fun, survival, and freedom. They want freedom. They want choices. They want interdependence. They want to commune with their women. And they want freedom for the sake, freedom from freedom, to do what they want to do. And listen, I'm not trying to tell this brother, he can say what he wants to say. Listen, you got a freedom of speech. But understand when you say certain things, it becomes very onerous to other people. So once again, I'm not here to attack chaotic truth. But I am here to challenge his talking points from a psychoanalytic perspective, because there are unconscious motivation that gets stipulated in the minds of men. And when they use those unconscious motivations and they strive to get the things that they want, until you give it to them, then they tend to suffer in silence. And like I said, guys, this is not a black man issue. This is a white man issue as well. But here's the problem. I haven't heard, I'm not saying it don't work, but I don't hear white men trying to damn subjugate and shame other white men for getting their wives. But they all go to this old generalization or overgeneralization that men that travel are socially awkward. They're going for sex, not understanding that sex tourism is something when you go with the sole intent to solicit or try to get women. There are countries where men are not even bothering the women come up to the men. So there's a lot of ignorance, guys, in the game. Shout out once again, guys, to my man MC Recovery and Wellness. He said, question overseas have the stock market. I appreciate it, man. And you're a dynamite. But guys, we're going to get deep into this show because we're going to kill the game. We're going to have a live call in. And once again, I'm not here to cast aspersions. I'm here to challenge talking points. I'm here to challenge talking points. Shout out to my man Salty Balls. Shout out to him. Right. I totally agree, Pablo Frescobar. Right. And I don't have nothing against chaotic. But imagine if we say that all African immigrants are dusty, eat snails, poor, and scammers. Imagine black men, imagine if I said that. That's irresponsible, and I'm going to prove it to you guys on tonight. But we're going to get deep into it, guys. We're going to get deep into it. And guys, once again, guys, share the stream and donate to the channel, guys, because I'm going to drop some damn fire for your mind on tonight. We're going to kill it. We're going to kill it on tonight because I'm sick of these pseudo-intellectuals on YouTube running their mouths and what the hell they talking about. Don't have no forms of higher education. And if they do have education, they're not thinkers. They're reckless with their mouths. And so if you don't hear from me, a black man that got to prove itself, then I'm going to show it to you from the white man. But before we do it, guys, donate to the channel, hit the like button. And guys, we're going to get deep into it, guys. So hold tight because we're going to get deep into it on the night. Because the robot just told me, he said inflation is high. He said hit the like button.
When you date a woman and she may be a potential wife, it's a competition thing all the way. I can't take it no more.
They feel propped up because they feel more beholden to the government. And then their man comes second. That's why they figure that they're strong, independent, don't need no man because they have the government.
Because the men are failing us, to be honest. Guys thinking about themselves and
They'll think about you after you react.
You don't hear anything about being good wives and all the other stuff. What you hear is you strong and you independent. You can do it on your own. You got black girl magic, black girl rock, but you ain't said nothing about black family.
My mother is like what they consider to be the strong black woman. I feel like I projected that onto the guys that I dated.
Ladies have no idea how stiff their competition really is. You have no clue.
I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
To exclusively marry black men. We are in the middle of a crisis. Black men are in crisis. And anybody who denies that black men are in crisis is ignoring the data, the science, the research, the statistics. It is not a figment of your imagination that there are not enough eligible black men to marry.
It's been an honor serving with you all. Autobots, roll out. We roll.
Nanobots, transform.
She lie on them brothers, separate uncles and nephews and cousins and try to pin us against mothers. How you a woman but ain't got a man for protection, but you undercover? How do you think that we suffer? Thought we were sisters and brothers. Now you get birthed in the gutter. When they rap, they the same ones that cut you. Be the same ones who yelling they love you. Be the same ones who calling me nigga. After that wanna say I'm his brother. Yeah, she lie on them brothers. 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 So all going on in your man, you don't get it. And using your women as splitters, then hitters. Put you in place and our family ruined. Target your boys, you don't see what they doing. We gotta beat them, you wanna join them, we just leave them. Your feminist feminism, more like treason. Politics, you don't even follow leaders. First is master, probably cause of your Jesus.
God is white. Isn't it obvious? Well, that is obvious, but we don't know if it's obvious that God is white. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that Jesus did not have blonde hair and blue eyes. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that the images of Jesus that are on prison walls and churches throughout the world are not historically correct, because history teaches us that Jesus was born in a region where the people had color. There's proof in the very Bible that you ask us to read in Revelation 1st chapter, verse 14 and 15, that Jesus had hair like wool and feet the color of brass. Just what are you saying? I'm not saying anything. I'm proving to you that Jesus was not, and I might quote one of our Indian brothers, he was not a pale face.
This would have been a dick, you been believe it. You reap the benefits from your achievements. Penitentiary, all we get is to eat it. But God on our side, baby, we gon' beat it. She lie on them brothers. She lie on them brothers.
I've been on you. I'm the biggest, baddest.
Separate uncles and nephews and cousins and try to pin us against mothers. How you a woman but ain't got a man for protection, but you undercover? How do you think that we suffer? Thought we were sisters and brothers. Now you get birthed in the gutter. When they rap, they the same ones that cut you. Be the same ones who yelling they love you. Be the same ones who calling me nigga. After that wanna say I'm his brother. She lie on them brothers. 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 She lie on them brothers.
Breaking all these black men with what? And they don't give a fuck. Yeah, this man hit me with fucking grabbed a rock and it hit me in my fucking face because I would have given him my number. And all y'all just fucking watch. You don't see that shit? You don't see that shit? What do y'all do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man and fucking do something. Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face.
Roll out. 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 Roll out.
before.